Live at American Family Field, the home of the first place Milwaukee Brewers. He's Ben Brust. I'm Greg Scalzo. Josh DiMaggio alongside us.
I don't want you, Tyler. I want the field. We're in the suite at American Family Field. I'm trying to show the audience. I don't want to show them you. That's Tyler Giddings, who you saw on stream. So this is going to be interesting because Josh doesn't have an on-off button for his mic.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of laughing. I meant explain to people where they could see the stream. You literally just held you.
I was like Simba with my computer.
You held your computer up, thinking that everybody who's listening right now is also watching and could understand what was happening, and then you just said, "Oh, there's Tyler," who nobody's heard of before.
Yeah,
ever.
I barely even know him. So at Twitter, at Scalzo and Brust, or at ESPN Milwaukee, on YouTube, at Wisconsin On Demand, we are streaming our live video live from the suite that we have as a part of Good Karma Brands at American Family Field. It's a beautiful day for baseball, baby. A day off after a sweep of the Seattle Mariners. We got Freddie Peralta on the hill. I've already been to the Potawatomi Sportsbook in the middle of the day.
I know
exactly
what's happening right now. Is Ben he's already given up on the week. He's been done.
Yeah.
He took a nap this afternoon.
That was a pros pro of getting us to where we are today.
Yeah, you've nailed it so far.
What does that even mean, getting us to where we are today?
I meant in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Even though it's only been 2 on the show.
A true pros pro, indeed, you are. What a start to the show. We are live at American Family Field. When I said that, that's when Ben Brust decided to hold his computer up and act like everybody understood what was happening as he narrated the camera on his laptop. As we are live on the stream, as he said, you can find it on Twitter at Scalzo and Brust. Our guy Chris Larson running the show. I want to give a shout out to our guy Chris Larson back at the Gruber Lofts. There's one called That's All Studios at the 3rd Street Market Hall at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. Ben Brust not wearing your Wade Miley jersey that was supposed to arrive before today.
Yeah, I have joined Greg Scalzo in being scammed by the internet. The one thing that I could hold over Greg Scalzo is that he was invoiced ABC 123.
It's not true.
What was it? Oh, it's just 0000001.
I got an invoice though. I
have an invoice too.
I got an email that said that it was actually shipping, and it gave me a shipping link to it.
Yeah, see, mine's so bad that I didn't even get a shipping link. It just says shipping free. And in my order history, it tells me that like payment has been accepted, and then it asks me if I want to reorder. Why would I want to reorder? I haven't gotten anything yet, and they haven't told me where this thing is coming from. I checked with the Better Business Bureau. This is not accepted by the Better Business Bureau, brewsapparel.com. Another big-time sketchy thing that I should have noticed, service at VIPcustsupport.com. Like, Cust support for what? Like, it doesn't even say, like, the website.
That means customer support.
Did you get the actual website name correct there? Because it sounds like you actually just named the Brewers and you called the Brewers website. Isn't it MLB? What is the name of the actual website?
I got the name right here. Look, I guess everyone can't look. BrewersApparelShop.com.
You left out the shop last time.
Really?
Yeah, so for a second there, you were telling them the real place they could go was the wrong place.
Oh, so BrewersApparel.com is where to go.
I don't know.
But it's probably a better bet than Brewers Apparel Shop.
Yes.
I mean, this is the fakest site ever. None of these links work.
So the worst part about it was it said leave a comment, and I just said, hey, I just want to make sure that this is not a scam. And then when I press enter, it immediately went to error 401 page not found. So that's when I gave.
Can I see the invoice? Can you show me the invoice? I'd love to see what that looks like.
I have the invoice right here for you, Greg. Check it out.
This is great that we're using the cameras on our computers to stream.
Oh, no.
Greg, he keeps handing you your
whopping
computer.
my computer
All right,
around.
so Josh can be the witness here. I'm like, hey, Ben, are you prepared to talk about how you know this is fake? And Ben just kept saying, yeah, I have screenshots. I have screenshots. He hasn't shared any of the screenshots with us, Josh. We're flying blind on this.
I emailed all the screenshots to you. What are you talking about? Don't call me out like that. There's my invoice.
I mean, Benny. Free shipping,
No taxes.
no taxes,
Nothing triggered in your mind.
PayPal.
I've never used PayPal in my life. Look, I was a little buzzed on a Sunday. I was sitting in line at Cops
I'm
about
so
to get a
glad
burger.
I told you not to order me one of these.
Are you glad? Because it would have been another $69.99 that would have came
Nice.
out of my pocket. You would have been like, I'm not paying you. Would you have paid me if I bought you?
Of course I would.
I mean,
I don't think you have to.
I don't
think-
like. I actually don't think you would have to. If I ordered from a fake website, you are not liable to have to pay me back for something like that.
That is, wow, out $69 on that.
And the saddest part is, I was looking for. I know Freddie Peralta's on the mound today. Wade Miley's on the mound tomorrow. I just wanted to wear my Wade Miley jersey today, loud and proud. I wanted to let everyone from Boston know who's here, or any Brewers fan, that our guy, 1.5 ERA, Cy Young Watch winner of 2023, Wade Miley's on the hill tomorrow.
Cy Young Watch winner? I'm confused.
You know what I'm going for. You don't need to treat me like a child, even though I'm acting like one.
Ben Brust, Greg Scalzo, Josh DiMaggio hanging out at AmFam Field here. We're presented by the world's greatest beer, Bud Light. Ben Brust did stop off at Potawatomi Sportsbook earlier today. You took the Brewers run line. What was the line? Brewers minus 1.5?
Brewers minus 1.5 was the run line, and I did that for you guys. Like, this isn't about me. I just want you guys to know that.
Greg, is it because I'm in the same room with him, but I'm finding these comments more insufferable than usual?
Well, it's insulting when he acts like we're morons and we don't know what he's doing or what he's up to. Like, Ben basically used his dog to just leave the office in the middle of the day today.
I had to
not
make sure he
work
was
the
going to go
entire
potty.
day.
We're going to tie one on tonight. Maybe have a Scalzo and Brust night.
And then he decided to stop off at Potawatomi Sportsbook on the way to place a bet. And
What order did you make your way to the Potawatomi Sportsbook? Because from our office to your house, you don't pass it, and you drove here with Greg and I. So you made a special stop out of your way to go bet the Brewers run line and try and con us into betting it with you as well.
It's not a con. I collected $570.
Greg, is there a con?
I mean, the con is on all of us. Yes.
I collected $576. I put
Cool.
$176 back in on the Brewers run line plus $123.
Cool.
So as a crew, we could collect $392.48 if the Brewers win by 2 or more. So if you would like to get in, I'm even giving a discount at the 1/3 at $55.
I mean, here's the thing, Ben. Is if you did it for us, you would have communicated with us earlier.
I thought it'd be a good surprise. We're going to the Brewers game.
You're doing what you
Line
want
voice.
to do here now.
Line
Lying
voice.
voice big time.
That peaked.
And lying voice big time. And now he said it to me without totally realizing, oh, wait, I just told on myself for
I knew.
missing the afternoon of
Greg,
work.
You don't think? Look, I knew I was telling on myself. I knew.
And then immediately we're like, oh, but I did this so we can all get involved.
That's the whole head fake.
I mean, look, I knew that you were going to see through it, but it wouldn't be me if I didn't at least try to make a clown of myself, trying to convince myself that I didn't miss work and I did it for us.
That is fair. That is fair.
Honesty, baby. You got to respect it.
No, when you continue to not do what you're supposed to do and be like, yeah, hey, I'm being honest. Like, I'm defrauding the company by basically saying I'm going to work and then never actually working. Then I feel like just because you're honest about that, that's not like it
good.
doesn't make up for it.
There's other ways that I can make up for it, though.
You work. Do your job. Don't leave in the middle of the day to go hang out at the casino.
So I didn't hang out. I had an opportunity with $500.
So if I go in and look at what kind of day you had today, am I going to be like, oh, he had a great day?
I think you'll say I had a solid day.
Okay.
I don't think you'd say an A+. I'd say a B.
A B day?
B to B minus.
C+, right?
No, I'm staying in B's. I'm staying in the B's. It was a solid day, Greg. It was. I hand to God,
All right.
looking at you straight in the eyes.
All right. I'm going to look it up during the break, and we'll come back and we'll
I haven't
we'll determine
entered
it.
everything I need to enter.
Okay.
For those who don't know, Greg Scalzo has access to all the work that I do every day.
I full visibility to Ben's productivity, which might explain
it was a good week.
Which might explain a lot about the dynamics of the show at times.
It was a really good week, Greg. You're gonna be proud.
I will be the judge of that.
So week, I'm gonna give myself a B+. Today, B-, and I would like you to grade me as a professional at some point during the show.
I will be sure to do that. How are you feeling today after getting a hard slap in the face from Gabe Neitzel yesterday? Once again, a massive thank you to the Scalzo and Brust family for raising $6,000 yesterday during the 2 hours of the show for the MAC Fund through Gabe's participation in the Ringer event next weekend.
Greg, how do I feel? I feel like a hero. Are you kidding me? I mean, we should feel like a hero as a show. We definitely helped raise $6,000, but
well, you had the third, like the weakest contribution in terms of what we're sacrificing.
What are you talking about? I donated more than you, which is a big win.
Donation break.
You didn't.
I know. I knew that you were definitely an anonymous that pushed it over the edge.
You didn't. Yeah.
Were you? Just let's be honest here. Were you Rory?
I was not Rory. I didn't do the
So
final
Rory pushed us to the point where Greg or Joshy's got to get a
I pushed
tattoo.
us a little before that to get us closer, and I was going to do it again if we needed to. But I had confidence the family was going to do it.
And they did. They came through.
But, yeah, I mean, like, you did. You took a slap. I'm getting my glorious haircut, which is
glorious.
And so now because your hair is going to go to an organization that's going to help make wigs, you think that your contribution is
I just
better.
think I'm legitimately cutting my hair, which took me a year to grow. You just got slapped in the face, which is like
and then you hammed it up
big time.
I did not ham it up.
The fall back.
Dude, he hit the crap out of me.
He hit you hard, but you fell back like you got hit by a car.
I mean,
and Josh just wins the day by getting 2 tattoos.
Greg, can I take you into why we have this version of Ben Brust right now?
Why?
Do I know why?
I mean, you'll know why as soon as I say it, because Ben has been the talk of the office today because the social media video from at Scalzo and Brust of Gabe slapping Ben Brust made the rounds. I sent a nice email to our team so everybody did get to see it if they weren't on Twitter. And I heard it mentioned to him no less than 4 times. And the amount of grins this guy was getting in the glad handing.
He's so happy.
So that's why he's not fully manic right now, but he's riding the high.
I'm just embracing the moment.
Yeah, he's been riding the high, and he feels like he was the reason $6,000 got donated to the MAC Fund.
There's no doubt. I think that. Now, I know that's not true, but I have convinced myself.
I would say out of the pie chart of the $6,000, I would put 1,000.
Hey, no. Let's do our own pie charts.
Yes, that's perfect.
Let's do our
we'll
own
have
pie
to do
charts.
them the fourth right before the 5 p.m. hour because we have Homer coming up and Jeff Levering.
You got to do it on dollars though, not by percentage.
Okay.
Oh, this will be.
Oh no! No! I'm doing my pie chart how I see fit.
No, we're doing it by. Otherwise, it's going to get confusing. We can't compare it. It's funnier if we do it by dollars.
I think it's funnier if we do it by our own thoughts, because that's kind of how I do everything.
Yeah, but that's how everything gets screwed up on this show.
Uh-huh.
Every time you do one of these
All
things.
right, let's do dollars.
Thank you.
Let's do dollars.
Thank you.
I look forward to this.
Speaking of dollars, Homer donated $1,000 yesterday to get a Homer tattoo on Josh DiMaggio's body. He'll join us next. It's Scalzo and Brust, presented by the world's greatest beer, Bud Light.
You're listening to Bud Light, Scalzo and Brust.
I got a knocking in my knees and a wobble in my funk, and I'm trembling.
Weird song choice?
Yeah, a little. This isn't a normal jump perplex right now, Josh.
Did you
hit the random?
Sorry.
Josh, mute yourself.
What
are you doing back
I just wanted to tell you guys that I got a little bit of a sneeze to happen there. Because it sounded weird. I started talking, I stopped. It's a dramatic effect. I've heard of it. We're entertainers.
Subscribe and listen to full show podcasts available free on Apple, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts.
We do have some backups now. An accident at 94 eastbound just east of Springdale Road still has the left lane blocked. Right now it is a 31-minute ride to get from Highway 16 to the zoo. It's a 20-minute backup. We've also got on northbound 94 in Kenosha County, just north of Highway 165, an accident off on the left shoulder. And another one on the Greenfield Avenue on-ramp to 894 northbound just before the zoo interchange. Otherwise, westbound 94, you'll be slowing down from about 30th Street through the Stadium interchange. And southbound 41, you're looking at slowdowns from Appleton Avenue all the way down to about Burleigh. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, partly cloudy and cool, a low of 36. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, breezy, and chilly, a chance of rain or snow showers with a high of 47. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Football guy.
Are you cutting me out of the show and talking to Jesse and, ignoring me?
Football guy.
We're going to take calls. You're not a fan. This is a fan-related question. This is
going to be optimistic about the team without cheering for the team.
Coming at it from different views.
Go ahead. You guys have a segment. Go right ahead.
What do you got, Jesse?
Hey, Tausch.
Oh, how nice of you to give him airtime.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. And available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
A wide array of opportunities abound at Waste Management.
I've been with Waste Management for 11 years now. I started out in our call center, transitioned over to our dispatch department, and I am a supervisor in my current role. I've worked for companies where a lot of the promotions are based on seniority. It's never been that. It's about proving yourself, getting in there, showing that you're comfortable, you're confident, you're ready for the challenge. There's been a lot of room for growth.
Join the Waste Management family. Just search online, Waste Management Careers.
At least twice as big
as the one you gave her when you got engaged.
That's the definition of a big anniversary diamond.
Kessler's has lots of ways for you to go twice as big.
We have twice as big diamonds from diamond mines.
These diamonds come from the fiery heart of Mother Earth. And the ones that exist in the world today are all there will ever be.
Kessler's also has twice as big created diamonds.
These diamonds come from the fiery heart of a ball of lightning, a miniature star, inside a plasma chamber. It's a wonder to behold.
Kessler's also has twice as big flickering firelight diamonds.
These natural diamonds flicker with all the warm colors of firelight instead of the cold colors of ice. Flickering firelight diamonds are another wonder to behold.
And all of these twice as big diamonds are for her.
The best wonder to behold of all. Welcome to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, go to Kessler'sDiamonds.com.
It's a new era for the green and gold.
I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
And we're hitting the ground running on night one of the draft. Join us as we broadcast live from Q Club of Wisconsin on Thursday night starting at 6. Homer, Tausch, Jason Wilde, Ben Brust, and the full Jen, Gabe, and Chewy crew will be reacting to the picks and talking about the future in Green Bay. Draft night on 94.5 ESPN live from Q Club of Wisconsin in Waukesha.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Bud Light and streaming live on Wisconsin On Demand.
Scalzo and Brust live from American Family Field. We are presented by Bud Light. He's Ben Brust. I'm Greg Scalzo. Josh DiMaggio here as well. Chris Larson in for Joshy running the show back at the Gruber offices. One call, That's All Studios at the 3rd Street Market Hall in downtown Milwaukee. You, the Scalzo and Brust family, calling, texting 800-990 ESPN 800-990-3776. A lot of people ripping on Ben for getting ripped off by the internet for buying a fake a jersey from a fake website on the internet.
I just wanted to wear a Wade Miley jersey here today, and I just didn't get a chance to do it.
And with that, we welcome in our guy who donated $1,000 to the MAC Fund yesterday on the show in order for Josh DiMaggio to get a tattoo of him. It is Homer. You hear him on Homer and Tony weekdays, 2 to 4 on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. Homer, what are your thoughts on what kind of tattoo do you want Joshy to get?
Well, it isn't of him. I just thought it was going to be Homer. That's it. And then he's got other ideas. So I said, do whatever you want. I never anticipated a picture of me. There's no person that should on
Yeah,
their body.
I think Joshy's on like a caricature.
Yeah, no, that'd be okay. But he can do what he wants. But that's what I thought. It's just Homer, and my wife said that's a terrible idea, and I think she was fearful of a picture and not just the word. So, yeah, I think it's a pretty good deal. You're gonna go Scalzo and Brust tattoo, and I'm gonna go, hey, I got one too, buddy. So.
He's doing some one-upmanship. Yeah, my vision for the Homer tattoo that I haven't decided the location of yet is a done in the American traditional style tattoo, like a caricature or cartoon style of Homer that has a placard or banner of sorts that just says, "Oh, baby."
Oh, baby!
So from there, if you know who Homer is, you'll know what's on my body. But otherwise, it'll just look like an old guy that's saying "oh baby" on my body somewhere.
Homer, how do you feel about living, being
like
on
your
Josh's
legacy,
body
Homer, is going
in perpetuity?
Tell me that again. How do I feel? What?
That your image is going to be on Josh DiMaggio's body for the rest of his life.
I know. I think it's awesome. That was the whole point. Like there'll be a Homer tattoo. This is incredible because Homer's never getting one. And I thought, hell, I get to raise money for the MAC Fund, and the Homer tattoo now exists. Oh, baby. Oh, sorry.
I'm going to be honest. When I threw out the $1,000 number, I thought we were going to have to do some negotiation because I'm going to be honest. If you would have done like $500, I probably would have done it because it's for childhood cancer. But the deal's been booked, so I'm getting $1,000 for it. So, yeah, I'm going to have to get it somewhere. If I like the design, it might be prominent, like somewhere on the arm, somewhere viewable. Like,
I love
what
that.
about the Grateful Dead Scalzo and Brust tattoo?
Here's why
that better be more viewable than Homer.
I was fearful if I said 500, he would go, come on, it's Homer you're asking. 500?
I would have.
I know.
But it was smart of you, Josh, to raise the stakes.
Like, wow, that might be a little bit more than I expected, so so it worked out perfectly. Sure. Everybody listening's going, wow, maybe I should get a Homer tattoo. I thought it would be like way more. But anyway, so...
Homer, how confident are you in the Milwaukee Bucks to win this whole thing?
The championship?
The championship, as you would say.
Yeah. No, well, Tony Smith, when they got Jay Crowder, said they're going to win it. They're going to win it. I mean, you always have now I have to check with Dr. Tony Smith, of course, a doctor of basketball, because the injury of Giannis changes everything. And so does that mean he's going to be fine the rest, or, you know, there's no fear until Boston. I mean, Boston to me is then it's serious stuff. This is just fiddling and diddling. So they're going to beat Miami.
Fiddling and diddling.
I don't know. Yeah, the great line of Johnny Most, who no one would know who he is because they're old. People on our show didn't even know who Marvin Hamlish is. So I have to realize.
I know Marvin Hamlish, and I know Johnny Most, Homer. Marvin Hamlish, a great American composer, yes.
Yeah, but I think that I mentioned always when people don't know, there's just like Don Hudson. There's a certain point at which you don't know because you're just not old enough. But what's tough is realizing that I'm now Don Hudson. That's terrible. So anyway.
But you'll live forever on Josh DiMaggio.
That's right. That's right. That's well put. How many Don Hudson tattoos are out there? Not many. There's a Homer, baby.
There might be a few Johnny Most tattoos somewhere around South Boston
there
right
are
now,
definitely
sure.
Johnny Most tattoos. Yes, yeah.
Talking with Homer here on Scalzo and Brust.
You'd have to explain to people who that is. You wouldn't know if you were born in some other part of the country.
Johnny Most is the famous TV or a voice of the Boston Celtics for many, many years. We're talking with Homer here.
Of winning so many world titles. So whenever you're announcer of a winning team, that's good for the announcer.
Well, it was like Johnny Most on one side. It was Chick Hearn on the other, right, with the Lakers. So, right, Benny?
Right. I didn't know the broadcasters, but I tell you what, I woke up in college, watched NBA TV, Boston Celtics, Lakers games all the time.
Who would you compare yourself? Was there any 6-foot guards in the league at that point, draining threes?
No.
No. Okay.
Not few then, and still few now.
I would view Brust as like Larry Siegfried of the Boston Celtics. Like, on the team. What else?
That's it?
I don't know.
Homer, what do you make of all these suspensions going on right now in the NFL with the gambling suspension? Former Badger Quintez Cephas suspended for an entire year, along with one of his teammates on the Lions. Jamison Williams, also of the Lions, which is interesting that they had 3 people get suspended for gambling. Jamison Williams suspended for 6 games for betting on a non-NFL sport, but doing so within a team facility. As sports gambling continues to become legal across the country, how do you perceive athletes who are dipping their toe in the water?
Well, I mean, all the people think about it is just stupid. I mean, they're like, you're making this amount of money. But the other part that I don't think anybody gets is the suspension seems so strong. It's like, okay, I bet on one cricket game, or there doesn't seem to be. Now they made a special exception for this in terms of the 6 games, but doesn't a whole season seem harsh?
No, I think they should be suspended for life. I think if you're an NFL player who's active and you bet on an NFL game, you're done. You're done. Like, you can't do
Why?
it. It calls because it calls into question the integrity.
So as a kid, I steal something from the drugstore. I should be in prison for life. But
you're not in prison for life. You're just no longer allowed to be employed by the NFL. If you get accused of insider trading, you're not going to be able to sit on an executive board at a publicly traded company.
This is not insider trading.
It is insider trading.
It leads to insider trading with one piece of information that you have that you start betting.
It leads to. Right. So the question is, something that leads to. I mean, the situation just doesn't seem to me to justify. The rule was all about fixing games, right? That's what the premise was.
Yeah, I actually wonder do we know the games that they bet on?
They don't even try to act like it's fixing games. They just say, well, you bet. Gone for a year. That seems too harsh for me without looking at the specific situation.
But even if you have a buddy on another team, all it takes is one piece of information. Like, oh, hey, I know this person's going to be in. This guy's not going to play. Oh, this guy said that they've had a bad week of practice. Like, that, you have information.
The Lions, when they missed the playoffs because of the Green Bay Packers game, the game before them, maybe they, I don't know, did a Packers money line bet or something that get playoff incentives if they were going to win.
If you have that information, then fine. You suspend them for a year or for life. Yeah, you've set that's it. So then now, because everybody else, and then we have to do it for a year. No, you have made it great. You've made my point perfectly. You need specifics like that to justify a suspension that long. And if you don't have it and it's something else, this guy's betting on a college game going, and the reason it's 6 games is because he was in the bill, whatever, that's too long. I think that's what most people believe. Fixing games was the reason, and they all had cases of this. There's no fixing of anything. This is like suspending 6 games for playing craps. No. Give me that kind of information. Give me that kind of information, and then, and only then, suspend them for that length of time. Bye.
Bye. Homer and Tony, weekdays 2 to 4, 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. We'll be joined next by voice of the Brewers, Jeff Levering. It is Scalzo and Brust live from American Family Field. And yeah, we're going to be eating some crickets.
You're listening to Bud Light, Scalzo, and Brust.
I can't get the image out of a full movie theater watching Josh's sex tape.
You guys would be there.
Go, baby, go. I'd be, Joshy, I'd be cheering my ass off for you.
You good?
Yeah. No.
Painting pictures. It's Picasso.
No, I would be right there next to you, Ben, like right next to you in the seat. Our legs would be touching, and I would push for it to be nominated for short film of the year.
Subscribe and listen to full show podcasts available free on Apple, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts.
We do have some backups now. An accident at 94 eastbound just east of Springdale Road still has the left lane blocked. Right now it is a 31-minute ride to get from Highway 16 to the zoo. It's a 20-minute backup. We've also got on northbound 94 in Kenosha County, just north of Highway 165, an accident off on the left shoulder. And another one on the Greenfield Avenue on-ramp to 894 northbound just before the zoo interchange. Otherwise, westbound 94, you'll be slowing down from about 30th Street through the Stadium interchange. And southbound 41, you're looking at slowdowns from Appleton Avenue all the way down to about Burleigh. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, partly cloudy and cool, a low of 36. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, breezy, and chilly, a chance of rain or snow showers with a high of 47. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
It's Jeff Levering for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Up to bat is Pella's award-winning Easy Slide innovation. Look at that effortless horizontal window slide, letting in lots of light. And that roll, it's a double play. Like magic, the screen disappears when the window is closed. On deck is Pella's Reserve Series patio door, featuring the best lifetime warranty in the industry. Just look at that slide. It's a perfect fit. Order by April 30th and get 0% for 48 months at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply.
Woo! I am thirsty today. Definitely gonna need a cold one. There's the one. A staple of Ben's Beer Fridge is the Oh-So Never Forgotten series. My guy Mark Butera has some details on one brew with a special meaning.
The beer is the Never Forgotten Lager beer. It's our summer seasonal beer. It's a real easy drinking light lager beer too, so Grandpa can get behind it, everybody can get behind it. In our area, the Never Forgotten Honor Flight is in the central Wisconsin area, so we give $2 for every case, and we give $15 for every half barrel that's sold out in the market. This year, we've kind of expanded on that, so if the beer sells in a different Honor Flight area, well, the proceeds go to that Honor Flight. So we're actually getting all 6 Wisconsin Honor Flights involved in this thing, so which is pretty cool.
Thanks to Mark from Oh-So for joining Ben's Beer Fridge, and remember, get your Never Forgotten before it's gone. And also remember, the fridge is always stocked.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Greg Scalzo for Smart Spaces. How can Smart Spaces transform your business?
The technology frustrations we hear about, hands down, ease of use.
We take that complexity out of it and keep it down to the bare minimum of what they need and what they use.
Our goal is to lend a level of simplicity that any knowledge level can walk into that room and at a glance know exactly how to turn that room on and utilize all of its features.
Let Smart Spaces transform your business today. Visit smartspaceswi.com.
The crew looks to stay hot on Saturday. The Red Sox are in town to take on the Brewers Saturday night at AmFam Field.
High fly ball, deep right field. Rowdy Tellez has done it again. A 3-run shot for Rowdy.
Coverage right here on 94.5 ESPN starts at 5:35. And stick around after the game for Brewers Extra Innings.
Enjoy a world of street food fare in the largest tequila collection in town at Blue Bat Kitchen and Tequileria. Blue Bat is a destination for some of Milwaukee's best tacos, shareable appetizers, and margaritas in a fun environment right on the river in the historic 3rd Ward, serving up global flavors and good times 7 days a week. Blue Bat Kitchen will also turn your next party into a full-blown fiesta with an off-site catering taco bar. Visit Blue Bat Kitchen on Water Street or check out bluebatkitchen.com.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust on 94.5 ESPN. Missed any of the show? Find us on Wisconsin On Demand wherever you get your podcasts. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
Stand, the way you move, the way you feel. One kiss is all it takes. Falling in love with me. Possibilities.
Scalzo and Brust live from AmFam Field. Here with Jeff Levering, who you hear and see. He's either calling the game for the Brewers on TV or he's doing so on the Brewers radio network, which you hear in Milwaukee on 620 WTMJ. Jeff, thank you for joining us here. And thank you for providing us a little gift.
Yeah,
Tell
no
us what
problem.
You brought us.
You know, I come in bearing gifts, as always. We just got off of a long 10-game road trip, and one of the delicacies that we got to enjoy was in Seattle. And as I know, Ben is a frequent watcher of our program. We ate some grasshoppers on the broadcast on Wednesday, me and Vinny Rotino, and I brought some back with a little chili spice rub, so you guys can enjoy a little grasshopper if you'd like to.
How thoughtful of you.
Yeah, I was so looking forward to this conversation.
There was nothing in Phoenix. There was nothing in San Diego.
The best is that Ben went through the entire cup of grasshoppers to find the smallest, tiniest one.
Yeah.
That's the least intimidating to him, and then he picked it out and he traded it in for one that's even smaller.
This is just the body.
I think that's just thorax there. Yeah, that's it.
What's
that's it.
thorax?
Oh, that's part of the. You spent a lot of time in class, Ben.
Jeff, no.
No.
He spent so much time in class he thought Mozart was a painter.
Oh, come on.
That's
a real thing?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, Ben.
There's a lot on this resume I'm not proud of, but also proud of as well.
I mean, we worked together.
So
so
you're just getting after it.
It's a little tangy.
Yeah,
I did not like it.
A little bit of a tang there.
You didn't like it?
I did not.
You didn't like it? Ben.
You look like you're struggling right
I didn't know you guys were already
you
going,
popping
Scalzo.
more
Here you
in
go.
there?
Let's go, Ben. Cheers.
We're cheers.
Cheers.
Me another
Come on.
one.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, down the hatch. Look, it's crunchy. It's crunchy.
I mean, it doesn't really.
Mine tastes like it just ate something else.
Yeah.
So
Mine tasted awfully earthy.
yeah, well, the grasshoppers, man.
It tastes like it ate. Like I'm eating poop.
Wow.
Like
Fertilizer. It's fertilizer, Ben. It's good for the environment.
What a creative description. Ben.
Always eloquent.
It's fertilizer. Did you swallow it yet, or are you good?
I did.
Okay, good.
Reluctantly. But like it's still lingering on the right side of my mouth.
Yeah, for sure.
I actually think the aftertaste better than the actual taste. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
That's
The
where you get the
aftertaste is-
chili. That's where you get the spice kind of sitting on the
Josh,
palate.
no
there.
Yeah, it's fine.
No bueno.
Not too
It's
bad.
fine, right?
Equally as bad.
I could see sitting at a ball game just crunching on some crickets.
For
you
sure.
know, and like
For sure.
How many of
grasshoppers
these
and-
grasshoppers are you going to take down in the 9 innings today?
I'm not going to take any down. I just brought them up for you guys.
So
That
you
was it.
come bearing gifts you don't want.
Yeah.
Well, so what's
Yeah.
interesting
Yeah,
is I
yeah.
heard you brought something else back from
Yeah,
Seattle.
I saw a big picture of you
and
with
Yeah.
big stuff.
Yeah, fresh Dungeness crab.
You
Yeah.
didn't bring any of those for us? You
No,
gotta
they're,
leave the
they're sitting in my.
grasshoppers?
I had some last night.
Yes.
I ate it for dinner, share with my family as a tester, and then we're going to have some people over on Sunday, and
Okay.
we got 4 big Dungeness crab just
Can't wait
waiting.
to be there. That's amazing.
Yeah, come on over, guys. It'll be a great fiesta.
Do you do that now on every road trip where you're bringing back local delicacies, or you just felt it at the end of a long West Coast road trip? Hey, let me bring something back here from Seattle.
I figured the freshest crab I was ever going to have in my life was caught that morning right outside the market, and then it was put on ice, and then it was put inside of a box, wrapped 4 different times, because I said, guys, if it smells at all, they are never going to let me back on this plane ever again.
That's a risk.
It was a major risk, and believe me.
You saw the whole entire process.
Oh, there's no doubt. I thought about it on Monday.
You are barbaric, man. These grasshoppers, the crab from the water to
Listen,
the plane.
I am not vanilla, Ben. You should know this about my life. I am not vanilla. I'm definitely a Neapolitan. I'm all over the place. But I figured, again, the freshest crab I'm ever going to have is from the Pacific Northwest. Let's bring some home. It was packed up perfectly, and I'm going to enjoy the rest of my purchase on Sunday.
You'd be
It's gonna
shocked to
great.
know I'm a meat and potatoes guy.
Not a crab guy? No?
I've famously told Greg Scalzo I'm deathly allergic to shellfish, and I've never
He's
been
never
tested.
tried. He's never tried
Never
shellfish
tested.
in his life.
I once tried to claim I was allergic to mustard just because I didn't like mustard, but that is not proven.
Ben extends it to the point where the only time he's ever eaten fish in his life was when he's been tricked into it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Now I've had frog legs with you.
Yep, you did have
That's
frog
not a
legs with me.
fish. That's an amphibian. That is not a fish.
We've been over this, Jeff. I've heard about these frog legs every time we talk about eating seafood of any sort.
I did something wild at Carnivore with you. What did we do? We did something.
Did you have some
Fried
octopus?
oysters?
It was
octopus.
It was
octopus.
Okay.
I'm getting closer to fish.
Yeah. Isn't octopus like a cephalopod? That's correct,
is
right?
correct.
Yep.
Yeah,
You
delicious.
fit in right in with these animal nerds. I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about.
That's okay.
It's just
Cephalopod?
people who paid a modicum
Educated.
of attention throughout their lives.
No, Jeff was a baseball player. They're usually not the brightest, you know what I'm saying?
I'm here. We're here. I just dropped cephalopod on a live broadcast. I didn't even know that was in my vocabulary.
After thorax, which you, he's been
yeah.
on. So if that's the
crushing
case,
it
what
right
does that
now.
make? What does it make basketball players?
Again, I got caught cheating in first aid, which cost me all academic Big Ten.
Oh.
That would have been amazing for the resume to hold over everyone who makes fun of me.
Of the
about being
one
on
thing that you didn't want to cheat in, probably first aid, so
Right?
that you could help other people just in case.
That's the only one he was caught cheating in.
Oh, that's a great point.
One,
That's a
of,
great
the, one of the
point.
worst teammates and best friends that I have in the world, Dan Fahey. I'll call him out by name. Frank Kaminsky and I were sitting right. He was right in the middle of us, living
Does
with.
Frank know that he does
I just don't understand.
I'm going to call him out by name. Well, clearly you just did.
Trust
So.
me, Frank's more mad than I am. We're sitting side by side in between Dan Fahey. He's saying, yeah, living with wildlife. I know you guys are struggling. Don't ask why we're struggling and living with wildlife. But we need to get a good grade on the test. He covered his paper. He was a walk-on. You're on the team to help us get better.
You're not the victim you think you are in that situation.
It's not help us get better in practice. It's help us get better in the classroom. I got
Bring
it. Okay.
the GPA
All
up.
right, all
Not
right.
just yours, but the team's.
Oh, my gosh. This is great. I'm so glad. I'm so glad we did this, guys.
Yeah, us too. We're joined by Jeff Lever here on Scalzo and Brust across ESPN Wisconsin. We've been a big Wade Miley show for a number of years here, so we've been excited to get
257 career best with the Brewers in 2018.
to get him back here in Wisconsin with the Brewers. The thing is Wade seems a little bit like a recluse. Like, he doesn't seem like he puts himself out there in terms like you don't see that much in the media with him. You don't hear that much from him. You hear a lot from Woody and some of the other players on the team. Tell us a little bit more about the man, Wade Miley.
He's incredible. I mean, he is one of the most interesting people I've ever come across in my life just because of the stories he tells. Again, I can't tell a lot of them. I'm in the cone of silence because there are some great Wade Miley legends that are running around out there. He did tell the one where he saved Stephen Vogt's life a couple of years ago.
I did hear
because
that.
Wade was choking on a burger, and Stephen Vogt came up and gave him the Heimlich maneuver before his start a couple of years ago, 2018. Yeah, for sure. It's McCalvey did the whole big. I'm so glad you're catching up on the Brewer stuff. In spring
Trust
training.
me. I'm locked in. Pitch clock has been huge for me.
Oh my God, it's so great. I will say that the pitch clock is fantastic. It's Wade Miley proof. I mean, he has to slow himself down actively instead of moving fast with the pitch clock. But he's great. He's a great influence on the younger guys. He's one of those guys that takes you under his wing, and you never want to get out from underneath of it because it's so comforting, and he's just such a great teammate. He pitches great. Even if he's having a bad day, you'd never know it. He's a great person to be around. Yeah.
The legend grows even more.
Yeah, he's the guy that you want to go fishing with all the time.
I believe that. Ben doesn't fish, as you can imagine.
Right,
but
of course.
But if he did,
maybe if you go hunting.
he would be that guy.
Go hunting with him.
Never hunted either.
Well, but you're a meat and potatoes guy, so that's how we handle that.
The start to this Brewer season has been almost dreamlike. To go on that West Coast trip after such a hot start was a little, okay, you head to Arizona, then you've got 4 in San Diego against the vaunted Padres team to win that series and then hit the sweep in Seattle. I mean, how was the flight coming back, given that it didn't smell like shellfish?
Yes.
Is the team sort of hitting a groove? Like, it feels like they have a whole nother sort of energy than we've seen, certainly coming off of last year.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's that road trip and really the first 19 games of this season, when you looked at it, when the schedule came out and you went, this is going to go one or two ways and you hope you survive, right? Because you come back home after going to Wrigley in March and April to begin the season. Crapshoot. You never know what you're going to get. And then you come home and you have the Mets who won 100 games last year, and you didn't know Verlander was going to get hurt, but that was a bonus. Sometimes it's when you get these teams during the regular season. Then you get the Cardinals, and you take 2 out of 3 from the Cardinals. Then you go on the road. Okay, Diamondbacks are a good team. They're a sneaky team. They're going to be in there all season long if they stay healthy. You lose 2 out of 3. That's the way kind of the cookie crumbles sometimes. You go out there and you take care of business against San Diego. Pretty dominant fashion, too. The Brewers pitched their tails off.
Oh, and Devin Williams to close out that series.
Unbelievable.
With the bases loaded.
What a
3-2.
great. Right. With the 1 turning into a 0 at the same time on the pitch timer, too, right? And he was thinking about it as well. That's the best part, is that he knew that that's what was happening. And Trent Grisham had already used his timeout. So he knows, okay, he's either coming or he's not. right? That builds that drama, and then he punched him out looking. And then you sweep Seattle, which was a playoff team last year, and the third city of a 3-city road trip can always be a grinder, right? You just never know what you're going to get. Seattle was a dreary place. It was cold as all get out, but it was a great series. They pitched well. They got some timely hitting from the young guys. It was a great trip, and those road trips kind of bond you as a team because you have no other choice but to hang out with your teammates, right? You don't have the luxuries of being home. You can't come to the ballpark whenever you want to like you're at home. You're kind of at the mercy of the bus times.
Baby.
Right. You're at the mercy of the bus times. You have to hang out with each other, and it's a great way to get to know one another. And Craig's been so great at doing that over his tenure here in Milwaukee.
Is there anything, I mean, obviously, like you said, 19 games, there's still a long way to go, but you don't apologize for a bad start. Is there anything you can pinpoint from last year to this year that stood out and you just like feel a difference from this team, whether it be on the field or off?
Yeah, I think definitely on the field is where everything kind of comes into play. And we just got the news about Garrett Mitchell, where he's going to have surgery, more than likely on his shoulder. There's a full tear in that shoulder, and that's a bummer. You hate to hear that about Garrett Mitchell, who was off to such a great start. But now you get this young energy from these younger guys. I think it is a more dynamic roster, right? Over the last 5-6 years, this has been an offense that's okay, get a couple of walks, maybe a hit, and then a 3-run homer, and that's how we're going to score runs. We're not going to manufacture a ton of runs. Now you have different ways to score runs, and I think that's what was on display that entire 10-game road trip. They could slug with you. They're going to pitch with you. There's no doubt. The starters are fantastic. Devin Williams is great. How you get to them is the big question mark, but they've been fun too. And then are they going to be able to make more contact? Yes. The lack of shifting, I think, has helped everybody. Like all of the different rule changes have benefited the Brewers in such a positive way, and they can score runs in a number of different ways. It's just you don't feel like you're going to go through prolonged slumps because you have different ways to score runs now.
I can't speak highly enough of the rule changes, and I think baseball deserves a ton of credit for implementing them. I know they've been workshopping it for a while, but for a league that has that reputation of not being innovative enough to make such sweeping changes and have such positive results early on, how has it been for you on the air calling this? I mean, it's got to change the pace in sort of the rhythm for you and your partner as you're going on throughout the game.
Yeah, we just have to be a little bit tighter with our stories. It's different on TV than it is on radio, right? So when I did the first game of the season on TV, and I had been used to it because of spring training, and then I go over to the radio side for 4 games, and it's just a different rhythm, right? You just truncate your story time a little bit. But I think it's been really good for me, and I think other broadcasters too, because you don't have time to watch the game and then go look at your computer or your laptop or whatever you're doing and mess around and look at stats, and then you're kind of looking up, bobbing and weaving. You're always dialed in on what's going on in the field because you might miss something really quickly, and that's the last thing you want to do is miss something, right? Especially, I mean, on radio you can kind of cover it up a little bit. If on TV you're late, people are going to know. Yep. You're going to notice, right? So I think that's the biggest part, and I think the fans appreciate it too. Listen, the fan experience, because the games are going faster, is much better because they're not locked into their phones.
You just said, I literally was just going to say, when I'm on my couch watching a game now in between pitches, there's no time to hit the refresh button, maybe, pick the nose a little bit on the couch, have a sip of the drink.
Right.
I'm locked in.
Right. You barely have time to go to the bathroom in between innings.
Yeah,
there's no doubt.
Probably.
That's a different story for another time, but no, you don't have time to do anything at these games, and it's a great thing because you're locked in. That's why you're here. You're here to watch the game. You're here to be entertained, and I think that the pitch clock has done that beautifully so far.
Well, how are you going to top your next visit with this grasshopper you brought? What can we do next? Next road trip, can we plan to have you on in studio so you can bring us something?
Yeah, we go to Colorado and we go to and we go to San Francisco. If we go to Colorado first, so I don't know if what you think is going to last until we get home.
I just don't know what the team plane allows.
Well, as long as it's in a deep freezer bag, I think we can make it happen.
Well, don't make the plane smell on
that. No, I'll ship it straight to you guys, okay? And then you guys can store it, and then you guys can have some fun. It'll be great.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Jeff Levering, thank you so much for the time, man. We hope to have you back on soon as the Brewers continue an incredible start to the season. And a lot of excitement for Milwaukee Milwaukee, a lot of excitement for Wisconsin, and what could shape up to be a really fun sports year for the state here.
Yeah,
so.
my pleasure, guys. I'll leave these grasshoppers with you.
We'll weed Miley from you.
No, that's you guys. I don't do that.
Come on now,
That's
the weed Miley now.
There you go.
Thank you, Jeff.
We'll be back live from American Family Field. It is Scalzo and Brust.
You're listening to Bud Light, Scalzo, and Brust.
We were texting last night, by the way, me and Homer, because I watched The Greatest Showman. And he loves The Greatest Showman, and we're going to watch it together one day, I promise.
It was a good distraction. Glad we did that.
Yeah, that was probably the least meaningful thing that may have ever been said on this show.
Subscribe and listen to full show podcasts available free on Apple, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts.
It's Gary Ellison here from Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Looking for that midday escape from the office? Or maybe you want to impress a potential client? Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center offers a top-tech, cutting-edge golf experience that gives you the chance to play courses like St. Andrews, Whistling Straits, and more. Even when it's not perfect golf weather outdoors, Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center's simulators, entertainment, and their best Bloody Marys make it feel like summer. At just $35 an hour for a bay, Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is the perfect weekday getaway. Book your bay today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
I'm Ben Jewick with Coakley Brothers and Brothers Interiors. 2023 is our 135th year in business, making it the perfect time for our crew to help you create a workspace that will help you attract, retain, and grow your business. The office is the cultural hub of the organization. We can help with interior design, construction, new furniture, and move management. Like Milwaukee's baseball team, our crew excels at home and on the road. If your company has a national facilities footprint, we can hit for you in any ballpark. Championship organizations are built on teamwork and collaboration. Visit brothersinteriors.com to see how we can help your team win.
Attention, attention. More superheroes are needed. Current Electric is growing and hiring service and commercial electricians, solar panel installers, and customer service representatives. Current Electric offers 5-star tech experience with training, coaching, and support, along with competitive pay and benefits. Apply at currentelectricco.com/careers. That's currentelectricco.com/careers. Current Electric has been serving Milwaukee since 1983 and is an equal opportunity employer.
This is ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta for St. Kate the Arts Hotel. Are you looking for the perfect restaurant for your next night out? Make Aria, the acclaimed restaurant inside St. Kate, your next dinner destination. Specializing in artisanal American cuisine, Aria features carefully prepared seasonal entrees along with a robust selection of craft cocktails, wine, and local beer. New to Aria's menu is a family-style chicken dinner available every Sunday featuring the restaurant's famous Brust chicken served with sides like mashed potatoes, goat cheese biscuits, and more. Learn more and make reservations at Aria at stkatearts.com.
The crew looks to stay hot on Saturday. The Red Sox are in town to take on the Brewers Saturday night at AmFam Field.
High fly ball, deep right field. Rowdy Tellez has done it again. A 3-run shot for Rowdy.
Coverage right here on 94.5 ESPN starts at 5:35. And stick around after the game for Brewers Extra Innings.
At Evans Transportation, they love the sound of Milwaukee baseball. Bats cracking, crowds cheering, brats grilling. And Evans is a big fan of manufacturing runs, both on the diamond and in supply chain management. When manufacturers have accounting, shipping, and tracking needs, they come to Evans. Because just like in baseball, teams who know how to manufacture runs have the best chance of long-term success. Good luck to the Brew Crew from Evans and Delafield. Find them at evanstrans.com.
You may already know that Just Sports has one of Wisconsin's largest selection of sports memorabilia, supplies, and novelties. But did you also know that Just Sports has been offering affordable custom framing for over 25 years? At Just Sports, we follow the 5 basic framing principles: service, quality, design, preservation, and value. Not to mention that all custom framing is done in-house. Next time you want to have that special sports or family keepsake creatively framed, stop at Just Sports on 141st and Capitol in Brookfield and see what our certified framing staff can do for you.
Hey, this is Bo stepping in for Ridgetop Larry. Ridgetop Exteriors is Wisconsin's #1 choice for roofing, siding, windows, and doors. We are the trusted local experts who live and work in the areas we serve, which means we're helping friends and neighbors too. On top of that, Ridgetop Exteriors offers the most affordable payment options, including no interest and low interest financing. For your free estimate, visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Roofing, siding, windows, and doors. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Bud Light and streaming live on Wisconsin On Demand.
I thought I had you on hold. I thought I had you on
Ryan Sheboygan hits us on the ESPN Wisconsin Talking Text Line 800-990-ESPN 800-990-3776. As Jeff Levering needs to be a regular, great fun back and forth and so knowledgeable, which makes up for Ben's lack of knowledge.
I think Jeff and I we are like Jekyll and Hyde. Is that what it would be?
Kind of.
Just leave it. No.
By chart of success time?
I feel like you're just taking you're a volume shooter today.
Yeah, he sure is.
You're missing all. You're like Russell Westbrook the other night.
Yeah, but
you're
he
taking 30 shots.
He made some game-winning plays.
I agree, and you.
I haven't done that yet.
You usually make some great plays, but you've had a lot of misses today. I feel like. And one of them, I guess, is the fact that you, in the first segment, want to take the lion's share of credit for raising money yesterday. Huge thank you to the Scalzo and Brust family for their donations amounting to over $6,000 within the 2 hours of the show. Ben Brust got a slap in the face. Josh DiMaggio getting 2 tattoos, one Scalzo and Brust, one Homer. Myself getting my beautiful long hair that I'd been growing out for a year now cut, donating that to help make wigs here for patients. Gabe Neitzel playing 100 holes of golf and running a half marathon. But it all is about you, the Scalzo and Brust family. However, Ben wants to make it about himself, so we said let's do a pie chart of success when it comes to raising the money that we did yesterday. Give me a little football music here, Chris Larson, as Ben Brust has his phone calculator out in order to determine if he's adding it up to the right dollar. Kick it off, Benny.
All right, my pie chart is pretty simple here because the way I broke it down, Greg, I gave you more credit than I actually want to.
It's like you're doing an equation.
Yeah, I am. I've been doing some math here. So Greg only gave 250.
Not true.
What?
We agreed we were doing $6,000 kind of as the total.
Yeah.
I looked at his phone, and he's got 1957 as a number on his phone.
$6,000 is my total. We're going to get there. Greg Scalzo gave $250. That's 4.1%.
More than that.
I only saw Greg Scalzo's name once. I can't account for the anonymous for Greg Scalzo. Ben Brust, one person gave $1,000 for a slap for me. I gave $300 personally, and then a different person wanted me to get slapped for $500. So that's $1,800 right there. So between Greg and myself, $1,800 and $250. That means everyone else gave $3,950. Divide that by 2 because it's Scalzo and Brust. The Scalzo and Brust family, I deserve 50% of the credit for everyone who donated on behalf of the Scalzo and Brust family. So $1,975 plus my $1,800. I'm over 60% of the pie chart of success of how much money we raised of $6,000.
You're truly sometimes a bad person. I'm going to go ahead.
Hold on. Do we want to analyze his a little bit, or should we do that after?
I think we should do it after.
Okay.
Because I think there's
an omission.
There's an interesting juxtaposition
here.
Okay,
thank you. Okay.
I've got Ben Brust as $1,000 because Tony and Aaron paid $1,000 for Ben to get hit. I got myself at $1,020 because ultimately I said another $1,000 for me to get my hair cut, and I needed to have more than Ben. I give Josh $1,480 because ultimately he's getting 2 tattoos out of this, which is a lot more intense than anybody else.
And $2,000.
And $2,000, and Gabe Neitzel $2,500 because Gabe is the entire reason any of us are raising money in the first place. But then I crossed it all out and I said 100% of the credit goes to the Scalzo and Brust family because without them there would be no donations. And Ben, the reason why we donated to begin with was because we lost a bet. So if you're going to try to act like the money that you gave gives you all this right, you're lying to yourself, and there's nothing that you could do worse to yourself than being dishonest with yourself. How are you still doing math right now?
I just want to make sure I'm getting the right percentage that I deserve, which is 63%.
So you left out Josh, who's getting multiple tattoos. You left out Gabe, who's responsible for the entire thing happening.
No, I'm just talking about a strictly money standpoint. You know, like from like where the money's going, and again, I have my method. I got to where I needed to be, 63% of the pie chart. of success.
So what you decided to do with this platform for us to talk about the great things that the Scalzo and Brust family did is you took it literal and did a math equation on the air and spoke it out poorly for all of us.
I think it's deeper than that, Joshy. The idea that the entire takeaway from yesterday, because I think all of us got home and we're like, wow, that
what
was
a great day.
It's a fun show.
It definitely was the most rewarding show I've done in a long time.
Josh, what was the feeling in general? Just let this breathe a little bit, Benny.
Okay.
What was the feeling in general that you had like when you got back and you were thinking?
I felt a tremendous amount of pride and happiness that so many members of the Scalzo and Brust family not only provided the incredible cause for the MAC Fund. We did it with one of our best friends, Gabe, on the air. And then also just like, I can't believe how much fun I had doing it. So not only did I accomplish, I had a good time. So it was a joyful and like, there was times Gabe was talking about it in Wildy and Tausch today, and I almost was getting teary-eyed, like hearing about how much it meant to him and obviously how much it's going to mean to all the people with the MAC Fund and what they do.
So similarly for me, I was very proud of the Scalzo and Brust family, and I was very grateful for the Scalzo and Brust family. I'm like, wow, that's amazing that like all of these people care that much about Gabe and about this cause and found an opportunity to go ahead and do it. Ben Brust's entire thought process was,
you didn't ask me how I felt after.
Because you've told us. You walked around all day peacocking like you freaking raised $1 million. And then you start off in the show today, and none of it is thank you. You haven't said thank you to Gabe. You haven't said thank you to the Scalzo and Brust family. You have expressed no gratitude. You've expressed no thought about anybody other than yourself in this process. And you're literally like, I just have to do the math 1 million times until I get it to where I can take the majority of credit for what happened yesterday.
And you're surprised.
Yeah, I kind of am.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And that's on me. I get it. It's my fault for being surprised, but I'm still surprised.
No. I mean, I think we like to have fun on this show.
Yes.
If I can have the floor, please.
How is he still doing that?
How would you like us to grant you the floor right now?
Ben, proceed.
Talk.
All right. So I was near tears in the show as well. And see, now when I talk,
that was so fraudulent.
No, I was. Yesterday, I was near tears. I was like shaking with Gabe. It was an amazing thing. The Scalzo and Brust family is awesome. From Trucker Mark.
You see him putting on himself on the Gabe level?
I can't win. I swear, I have a heart. I'm not the freaking Tin Man.
But then how do you come in today and make it all about you?
Because I got slapped. You guys haven't had the payoff yet. You didn't cut your hair. He doesn't get tattoos. Homer's blowing up the radio. He calls into Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Homer wants himself to live in eternity, and I'm the bad guy. He's going to live on Joshy's body.
But here's the thing, Ben, is that you know by the time I get my hair cut, you're going to be like, yeah, like whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
When Josh gets the tattoo, you're going to get jealous that he's getting attention and
for
people
sure.
are looking at it in the office.
But at least he's getting for attention something that I will have.
That's the first time you've made that sentiment clear. That's why Greg and I are approaching this that way.
Joe in the Boonies says Ben is the king of the humble brag, which could not be more wrong.
Yeah.
He's the king of just the
brag. The brag.
But he did get slapped in the face and is getting slapped in the face again, so we've got that going for us.
Yeah, you know what? I think you need to take the feelings and the emotion that you have towards me right now and channel that when you slap me.
Mark in Janesville says 1 or 0, Ben gets the most credit. 0! No further questions, Your Honor.
That's funny, Josh.
I'm not even really laughing at the comment. I'm laughing at what just took place there and how unbelievable that whole scenario was. And like
it was.
We do a really pat on the back to Greg and I. We do a really good job of painting stuff as bits. And you're in on bits sometimes, but I'm not sure how much what took place today you were in on.
Well, today not
It's
so much.
also the reason why he literally just stopped working today. And during the break, I looked at what he did today. It was a C- day. A C- day for Ben Brust.
Price gave me higher than a D. D's get degrees, though.
There's at least one productive thing you did today, and there is a curve provided. So
not to get technical, he did try and fudge the rules on one thing.
He tried to fudge the rules on everything, yeah.
The week, though. The week of the week.
Brewers, the week I've got to evaluate still. I just looked at today. Speaking of fudging the rules, what are the rules exactly in the NFL for gambling? Because there was a lot of suspensions that were handled out. We'll talk a little bit about that and where gambling has a place with professional athletes in 2023. It is Scalzo and Brust, live from American Family Field, hanging out, getting ready to host our winner from the Scalzo and Brust Subscribe, Rate, and Review Challenge, Alejandro from
Justin.
Partyville. Justin, that's right, close.
Yes.
Close there on that. So excited to see Justin here today. We'll be back in 2 minutes. It's Scalzo and Brust, presented by Bud Light.
We do have an accident southbound 43 just south of State Street. The left lane is blocked, so give yourself plenty of extra time to get through there. It's going to be slow basically from Silver Spring all the way down to the Marquette. We've also got southbound through the Zoo interchange backed up. A new traffic pattern right around Lincoln Avenue is causing some headaches, so just watch out for the delays right around Wisconsin Avenue all the way through the Zoo. And then we've also got an issue, a broken down vehicle on 94 eastbound just past Highway F, and that's got things backed up almost to Highway 16. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Partly cloudy and cool, low of 36. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, breezy, and chilly. A chance of rain or snow showers, a high of 47. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Traffic is sponsored by the Harley-Davidson Museum. Celebrate Bike Night on May 4th with a factory shop sale of up to 70% off. Visit hdmuseum.com for a full schedule of events and tickets.
Cedar Ridge Distillery continues to make a home right here in Wisconsin. The original 86 bourbon is the best-selling bourbon in Iowa for 3 straight years, and you have the opportunity to get that here in Wisconsin. Also, the quintessential, the best American single malt, voted by John Barleycorn Awards, and Cedar Ridge manages every step of the production from grain to glass. Make sure you pick up the Scalzo and Brust private barrel of bourbon and rye whiskeys, available at Discount Liquor at 51st in Oklahoma or Barstow in Maine in downtown Waukesha.
Graduation season is just around the corner, and what better way to celebrate than with custom banners and yard signs from Fast Signs of Glendale. Their team of experts can create personalized banners and yard signs that will make your graduate feel extra special on their big day. With their exceptional service and attention to detail, you can trust that your order will be perfect every time. Let Fast Signs of Glendale help you make your graduate's day even more memorable with a custom banner or yard sign. Fast Signs of Glendale. Mention summer 2023 for special graduation pricing.
Hey, Greg Scalzo here. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust. For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust. For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust. For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust.
Live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue.
Party, baby.
This is Scalzo and Brust, presented by Bud Light
It's a party, baby.
on 94.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
It's a party, baby. Woo! It's a party, baby.
Live from American Family Field, getting ready for Red Sox Brewers. It is Scalzo and Brust, presented by the world's greatest beer, Bud Light. He's Ben Brust. I'm Greg Scalzo. You're the Scalzo and Brust family. Calling, texting 800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. Ben Brust did not get his Wade Miley jersey as he was scammed by the internet. We learned that. Ron in the Key says you could have gotten 3 crystal necklaces in the full power of positivity and healing they provide for the $69 you wasted on a jersey that will never arrive.
Yeah, I also could have put $69 more on these Brewers run line at Potawatomi Sportsbook when I went there in the middle of the day today.
What is the bet? I haven't even listened to it because we've been so caught up on you and you trying to like weasel that in as I did something today. It's for us.
For us?
Yeah.
You're actually wondering what the wager was.
Yes.
Brewers minus 1.5 plus 123. Bet 176 to win 392.50.
So Ben decided to just run his errands today during the middle of the workday. and is very insecure about the fact that he didn't work, and I know about it, and now he's ultimately using it as a, hey, I did this to create content. Now he's texting in the middle of the show.
No. It's 58.66 a person. And I'm willing to offer you guys a full share at $55.
I refuse to.
Yeah, I want no part of that.
No. I will bet it on
Come on, man. For the Brewers, man. 15-5 would be great.
If you did it for us, you would have said, hey, what do you guys want today?
Yeah.
I would have loved to have a proxy at Potawatomi Sportsbook today. And I would have been happy to take a look at the lines, which you can do in advance of going there and betting on one of their kiosks. And I would have told you what I would want to bet, and instead you bet what you wanted, and you're like, hey, I did this for all of us so that you could try to pass it off as work.
Can I give you some good news?
What?
We won our second bet in a row on the Scalzo and Brust dual betting site. We're in the positives.
Cool. Head fake. He's throwing up shot fakes everywhere right now.
As we talk about gambling, there were some suspensions handed down in the NFL today. The most notable name, especially in this state, is Quintez Cephas, the former Badger standout, who's a wide receiver with the Detroit Lions. He had another teammate with the Lions, both of them suspended for a full calendar year, as well as, I believe, somebody from the Washington Commanders.
I think Cephas was released as well.
Yeah.
Both of those Lions were released. I care less about the transactional part of this and far more about the idea of these players being suspended for a year for betting on NFL games. Jamison Williams, the first-round pick last year for the Lions, another wide receiver, suspended only 6 games for betting on another sport, but doing so within the facility of an NFL team. What do you guys make of the punishments? Obviously, last year, most famously, Calvin Ridley was suspended for the entirety of the season when it was discovered that he was caught gambling
when he was hurt.
While he was hurt, well, he was off on a leave, and he was caught gambling on the NFL, suspended for the season, reinstated now to play this year as he's a new member of the Jacksonville Jaguars. What's your take on what the punishments are and how the NFL and other sports leagues are ultimately going to marry this legal activity with the athletes that are being bet on?
So my solution and what I think should be okay is as long as you bet on your team from a money line perspective. I'm not talking about spread because spreads can be a little bit bizarre. But if you want to bet on your own team money line to win the game, what's wrong with that? Yeah. What's wrong with that? You're betting on your team to win the game. Nothing else has to happen.
You have inside information that is not available to the public. It stacks the deck with you against the books, against the public, and it ultimately chips away at the integrity of the sports betting market. Because, okay, you're rooting for your own team, but now all of a sudden you have knowledge of if the starting pitcher is going to pitch that night, if there's going to be somebody else that pitches that night, if somebody's ultimately going to be playing. Like, those players know what's happening beforehand. You know, if you're on an NFL team, what your scheme is that week. The person who's probable or questionable on a Monday or Tuesday, if they're going to be playing. And the lines move up until game time, so you can get in at different times. It's inherently unfair, and it also creates a world in which we're betting on people who they themselves have different motivations during the game than what the expectation would be.
So I've been trying to think of a lot of different solutions because I want the players to be able to gamble.
Why? The solution is the players should not be allowed to gamble, in my opinion. But this
is the degenerate in me coming out.
I love it.
This was like when I had the chance to bet on myself in the 3-point contest in Lithuania playing professionally. I wanted to lay some dollars on myself because that would have been electric. The other thing I think is, Greg, is a lot of these sports, whether it be the NFL, NHL, NBA, they have partnerships with different gambling entities. What if the players had to bet on a mobile site in which it was governed by one of the sites and it was just specifically for NFL players to bet on games and it was transparent amongst all of the players, so if there's any funny business, it could be caught.
Because nothing stops them from doing it elsewhere with the ease of gambling as it already is.
It's also,
but that's already available to them now.
But you're also, why are you working so hard to allow? If you care that much about sports gambling, then you're not going to be able to be a professional athlete. Like, if you work at a casino, you're not allowed to gamble at that casino.
Gosh, I should have worked at a casino a long time ago. It saved me a lot of money.
You could gamble at other casinos, but like you can't gamble at your casino. There's a lot of rules in the world in which you can't do things if you are employed at a certain place that you otherwise could do if you were employed elsewhere. It's the burden of the privilege that you have to be a professional athlete. And when you're making millions of dollars a year and you have those privileges, I feel like not having the right to gamble on the sport in which you play or within the building in which you work are fair safeguards against that.
I think so. Again, this is me wanting to find a way for
I
some
care far
reason.
less about the player gambling on another sport if they're in an NFL facility.
I agree. This is about
understand
a player
why
playing.
the NFL is being so protective of that, but to me, if you're in the NFL, you shouldn't be allowed to bet on any NFL games whatsoever. And I would even argue you shouldn't be allowed to bet on college football games. Like, I feel like you should not be allowed to bet on football in general.
Well, I mean, half those people all have connections still at those college programs.
Correct.
So that wouldn't make a whole lot of sense there either. I think there's a two-pronged issue here. We've got the betting on your own team with inside information and having information. I also think that there's just like an eroding of the confidence of the fans in what they're watching. So not only can you get an advantage, but you can then control the outcome of games based on whichever way you bet. I think what clearly happened with Detroit is they didn't know the rules. They had staff members fired. They had players that are now released. It seems like there wasn't enough education from both the NFL and their own player. I do think it's quite obvious you can't bet on the NFL.
They knew the rules.
I have no.
They knew the rules.
Yeah, no excuse on that one. But
Pete Rose knew the rules. Everyone knows those simple rules. Don't bet on your own sport.
Well, and Ridley made headlines last year for betting on the sport.
And the facility thing's a little tricky because if you're in a team hotel and placing a mobile bet from your phone,
legal account on a soccer game halfway across the world.
But that's technically illegal within the NFL rules, which all you would have to do is go across the street to a bar and place a bet and then go back and it's fine. So I think there needs to be a little detailing of that. It just I don't know how much fans care. I've seen a lot of polls and a lot of discussions happening. It doesn't seem like, because so many of the fixing game issues go back to the Shanghai Sharks or go to the Black Sox scandal of many, many years ago, I don't think fans seem that concerned with players and game fixing, which I think is something to be worried about because if you loosen the rules, you can get in a lot of trouble.
It's happening.
Yeah.
I guarantee you 1,000% there were point shaving and game fixing that happened in college basketball and college football over this last year.
Yeah.
Because it has throughout forever. And the more prominent gambling becomes, it's not like that goes away. There has been point-shaving scandals throughout the 90s into the 2000s. You don't hear too much about them as much anymore.
Which is crazy because it's more relevant.
But you also, the fact that it's more legal now, like, means you have a little bit less criminal influence as well, which really used to be a big part of it, right? I mean, famously, Henry Hill, who the amazing movie Goodfellas was based off of, had the real life version of that, got into a point shaving scandal at Boston College as the Brewers were getting ready to take on the Boston Red Sox back in the 90s. Like, all of this stuff there's real reasons behind why these rules are created, but you know what? Fans might not care about it. You know who does? People who actually bet on the sport and are serious sports gamblers do care about athletes having a stake in the game, because ultimately it's another variable that's impossible to account.
So let me ask you this. Like, I don't know the rules specifically, but when it comes to a family member in a legalized state for gambling, do you think that's like something that you shouldn't be able to do?
I don't think you should. If you're a direct family member, I don't think you should be allowed to be placing bets on it. Similarly, if your dad had inside information on a company who is a publicly traded company, you might not be allowed to ultimately be able to purchase and sell that stock. Like, there are rules around how that stuff works, and I don't know exactly what the rules are league-wide for family members right now, but a lot of it makes me uncomfortable as somebody who is a proponent for sports gambling. Like, I don't know.
We ain't moving lines or anything like that, though.
No, I'm saying, like, I don't.
You just want it to continue to grow.
Greg's concerned that if he makes a bet and there's something that happens in the game that controls the outcome, that he now is losing money on something that was an unfair outcome.
yes, also, if things do get proven out where these leagues ultimately lose competitive balance and there's called into question the integrity of it, that's when Congress and the government will get back involved to say, wait a second, time out here, what's happening? And then all of a sudden, every bit of progress on legalized sports gambling that's been made could potentially go backwards. He's Ben Brust. I'm Greg Scalzo. Josh DiMaggio as well. Scalzo and Brust, presented by the world's greatest beer, Bud Light. Do want to give a shout-out as we were joined by Jeff Levering. I forgot to ask about his fabulous windows and doors from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. He's had the pleasure, the benefit of working with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, as I have. Gina Della and her team, absolutely the best. Second to none when it comes to service. Also second to none when it comes to quality of product. They're innovative and award-winning easy slide horizontal windows. You get tons of natural light, unobstructed views. They're premium roll screen windows. The screen rolls out of sight when you close the window. You roll it back up, boom, there's the screen, keeping those pesky bugs out. You also have the Pella's Reserve Series patio door. I got experience with that one. Placed anywhere for you with custom sizes and colors matched to fit the aesthetic of your home, so it looks absolutely seamless. See what they can do for you at PellaWI.com/radio. That's PellaWI.com/radio. Set your free consultation today. Get your order in by the end of the month to get 0% financing for 4 years. 0% financing for 48 months. We go pole dancing next. It's Scalzo and Brust, presented by Bud Light.
We had an earlier accident along southbound 43 right going into the Marquette interchange that had a lane blocked for a while. That has now been cleared. Brown Deer Road into downtown is still kind of a hefty ride, though. It's 27 minutes to get from Brown Deer Road to downtown. That is an extra 16. Eastbound 94 slowing down from almost to the county line all the way through the Zoo interchange to the Stadium interchange. Once you get past that, it opens up into the Marquette. And then 41 southbound still going to be slow from Wisconsin Avenue all the way down to Lincoln Avenue, where there's a change in traffic pattern. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy and cool with a low of 36. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, breezy, and chilly. A chance of rain or snow showers, a high of 47. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Even when you think you know what's going on.
Is that like a button, like a preset that just happens when you hit a certain age and all of a sudden you start making unnecessary noises?
You can never be too sure.
Yeah, I make them all the time. Well, like my wife, I have big lungs.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Takes time to get them filled with air.
How do you know your wife has big lungs?
Take a look.
Morning 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance. No matter what dreams you're driving towards. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Ben Brust here for my favorite racetrack in North America, and that is Road America. Race fans, it's time to make your summer plans for fast family fun at Elkhart Lakes Road America. Experience 9 major races from vintage weekends to high-thrill NASCAR racing at the best NASCAR track in America. Bring the entire family for more affordable fun with on-site camping, free parking, and most of all, free admission for kids 16 and younger. See the full race schedule at roadamerica.com. Road America, America's national park of speed.
The NBA playoffs are finally here.
Drives in on Giannis, puts the shot up, rejected by Giannis on the second jump.
And the quest for a championship starts on Bucks Talk with Justin Garcia.
He's been their best three-point shooter so far. He's just found his niche.
Every series right here. And it starts in round 1 when the Bucks try to take down the Miami Heat.
Punishing dunk from the Greek Freak. Take that.
You can listen live throughout the playoffs right here on 94.5 ESPN.
Life's more rewarding at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, especially during our great outdoor event. Right now, get unbeatable deals on a variety of outdoor essentials, like $40 off a Shelter Logic 6-foot square shed in a box. Now in stock, Cub Cadet Hydro rear engine riding mowers, half gallons of Gojo Orange hand cleaner, just $6.49, and $50 instant savings on top tire brands, plus up to $75 in consumer rebates on select tires when you buy 4. Shop our new Blaine's Farm and Fleet store in Grafton, located at 1771 Wisconsin Avenue.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Bud Light and streaming live on Wisconsin On Demand.
Friday on Scalzo and Brust, and what a Friday it is as we are live at American Family Field, hanging out, getting ready for Freddie Peralta taking on Nick Pivetta of the Boston Red Sox. The first place Milwaukee Brewers back from their West Coast road trip. Starting a little homestand here. They kick it off against an American League opponent in the Boston Red Sox. Ben Brust, Josh DiMaggio, Greg Scalzo here with you. We get ready to do some pole dancing. But first, Benny, tell us about our friends at Screamin' Sicilian Pizza.
Ooh, it's so screaming good, baby. When I think about a night that we might have tonight, I know what's waiting for me at home, and that is a delicious Screamin' Sicilian Pizza. Pop it in that oven, preheat it, and then put it in their timer 13 minutes just so you can go check it out, see where it's at, see what you want to do with the pizza, a little bit more on the crust, the cheese. You can change the top, change the bottom. It's the best. They have thin and crispy. They have the stuffed crust cheese, and not to mention the OGs from the Boss Hog, which is the sausage, Spessie's Revenge, which is tons of cheese, the Holy Pepperoni, the Supremus Maximus, the Mother of Meat, and the Mambo Italiano. Mambo! 10 out of 10, Joshy. 10 out of 10. Just like Screamin' Sicilian is. Pick it up in your local grocer's freezer.
Let's go pole dancing.
They've got questions, and we've got answers. Time to give the people what they want. Let's go pole dancing on Scalzo and Brust.
Every week we go up and down the dial, 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, home of the Golden Beavers. Shout out to you, Dodge County. To all of our fellow shows, all of our fellow hosts, to the questions they themselves couldn't answer. And we say, you know what? We'll do you a favor. We'll answer it for you. What do we got this week, Joshy?
I'm going to do one question from each show this week, and we're going to start 7 to 9.
Of course. Communist over here. So everyone gets a question.
Socialist.
Sorry.
I'm going to start 7 to 9 a.m. with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, which you can hear on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. Is Wisconsin sports fan PTSD a thing? Yes, 75%. No, 25%.
I mean, I think it's a 1. At any moment, I can speak personally about the journey that I had, but I also can speak about like just different moments that I will always remember that hurt. Whether it be, I don't know, the game 7 against the Dodgers in the NLCS, whether it be Grayson Allen and Coach K walking off at half. Like, there's just different things that just trigger different thoughts. Milwaukee Bucks, not a whole lot of PTSD. They won the championship 2 years ago. Badger football for sure. Are you kidding me? 2017, Alex Hornibrook with the ball, one drive to make it into the college football playoff, fell short. 2019, Big Ten championship. I could just go down tons of PTSD of being really sad and upset about moments of Wisconsin sports.
You're bad at that, too. Like, you're not good with being disappointed in the outcome of a sporting event. A lot of people can go and just keep the night going. Hey, we're down here. Ben shuts down. Although I feel like you do that even on a good day as I think about some of our Masters trips and stuff.
Sure, but again, it's only been when we fly out the next day.
Wisconsin sports fan PTSD, no, it's not a thing. If you feel like it's a thing, that it's a self-inflicted wound. Wisconsin has won an NBA championship and a Super Bowl within the last, 12 years? Like, it's not that bad. They've been to multiple Final Fours. You played in a national championship in basketball. You've won countless women's hockey championships for the University of Wisconsin women's team. Wisconsin volleyball. The Brewers have been really competitive, although I understand they haven't actually won a championship. But when 2 or 3 professional sports teams end up winning a championship within the span of a decade, like, you can't be that. You can't pretend like things are that bad.
I think I get what you're saying. Am I allowed to have PTSD of the last game that I've ever played as a college athlete?
I mean, yeah, you're allowed to do whatever you want. I'm just saying.
Does it change that I was like in the game and because Aaron Harrison hit that shot, we don't go to the national championship in 2014?
I would argue this. If you happen to actually be 6'2", you might have gotten a fingertip on the ball.
I wasn't guarding him. It was Gosser.
How did you not expect that to go poorly for you?
I don't know. I just thought like Greg and I were going to move on from the digs for the rest of the show. Friday, good vibes. Not.
Only one question this week from Wildy and Tausch. What are your current expectations for the 2023 Green Bay Packers? Win the NFC North, sneak into the playoffs, 500-ish, or total rebuild / stink?
Expectations 500-ish. I think this team will be a team that looks good in spots, bad in spots. You never know how the schedule lines up and what makes it so difficult to project, and that's why I'm kind of 500-ish. And I think if they're that and Jordan Love looks good, you got to be really happy with this team.
Is 7 wins with a 17-game season 500-ish?
Just answer the damn question, man.
7 and 10.
Then just say I think they're going to be 7 and 10.
Yeah, I think they're going to be 7 and 10.
Greg, you sick of him?
No.
I think he's
I'm
good.
getting that energy a little bit.
No, I think he's good unless I can't read the room.
It's just regular bickering. That's it.
Maybe just because I'm in the room, it feels a little bit different. I usually have the glass to separate us where I can giggle at it.
Well, he also, again, he's in his riding high mood where he's just in an interesting place.
Guys, we're in the American Family Field. We're in a suite right now. We get to watch the game, and
but you're riding hard. You're riding high on stolen valor from the fundraising that Gabe Neitzel has done.
Let's move on here to a question from Rutledge and Hamilton, which you can hear 2 to 4 on
Thank you, Josh.
100.5.
Who would win in a fight between Rutledge and Hamilton? Because, Hamilton's more in shape, right? You think.
This is a really, really good question.
But Rutledge, I would still take Rutledge, I think, because he's so angry. He's got a deep reservoir of rage. And Rutledge actually works out, too, now.
I'm going to go with Rutledge. There are some demons that nobody wants to see.
But he must have close to 10 years on Matt. Matt's still...
I don't know. I got Rutledge.
Rutledge's kind of got some pipes.
Who do we have running the show in Madison right
Rutledge
now?
does not have pipes.
I said some pipes. What was that?
Who do we have running the show in Madison right now?
Young Riley, which is a person you might have just learned exists.
Riley, what up?
What's his last name, Greg?
Riley?
Yeah. I don't.
Riley Snooker.
How do you say your last name, kid? Can he speak when spoken to?
He can.
Y-O-W-K.
That's your last name is Y-O-W-K?
Yeah, but it's spelled with a J. I think it's J-A-U-C-H, correct, Riley?
Yes, it is.
Yawk? Riley Yawk?
Yauk.
What's the most interesting thing about you, Riley?
It's the end of pole dancing.
Careful.
That's a tough one. Maybe I do jiu-jitsu. I know you're going to fight Ryan Wollersheim here soon, so maybe if you want to fight me too, you can fight every producer here in Madison. That could be fun.
You were getting bullied all over the place.
What the hell just happened?
Riley Yauk just put you in his pocket.
I don't care if you know jiu-jitsu. I will take you by the throat and I will choke you to death.
Riley, who would win in a fight, Matt Hamilton or Jim Rutledge of Rutledge and Hamilton? Weekdays 2 to 4, 1.5
I'd have to say
ESPN
Jim
Madison.
Rutledge. I love Matt, great guy, but I think like you guys were saying, his rage just would reign supreme there. He's the much scarier
Riley,
man
I
for
like
sure.
you. I like you a lot more than Ryan Wollersheim, I can tell you that much.
Riley, how long have you been a Madison teammate that you've seen the Jim Rutledge rage already?
I have now been a teammate part-time. I started as an intern last summer, and then I worked part-time all through the fall, and then I've been training to be a
Riley,
producer.
we've met before.
This spring. So for a little while now. Almost. We're getting close to a year.
Have you met Greg?
One time, I think you were here in Madison, right,
Yeah.
Greg?
That is correct. Yep.
Did Rutledge make you pack up all of his equipment after a remote broadcast?
No, not him specifically, but I've been like a marketing event supervisor, and you just have to do that as your job anyway. So maybe.
All right. Thank you, Riley. Pete McGuanago says Homer would kick all your asses, and he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
That frail old man?
Oh, jeez.
What was the Rutledge and Hamilton question?
I have to pull it back up. It was, do you believe Aaron Rodgers would be a member of the Packers in 2023 if Jordan Love wasn't drafted in 2020?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought it was an interesting question.
It's an interesting question.
I think there'd be a new QB on the team.
I agree, but we would be going through
The
that
timeline
process
would just be
now.
pushed back. Yeah.
All right, and that does it for pole dancing here on Scalzo and Brust.
Want to give a shout-out to my favorite place
Vroom, vroom.
that you need to make plan. Vroom, vroom, I'm an engine.
Yes,
I forgot about that.
yes.
Road America. Time to make plans for summer, fast family fun at Elkhart Lakes Road America because they have 9 major races from vintage weekends to high-thrill NASCAR racing. I will be attending the NTT IndyCar Series race in June. It's amazing. Bring the family for affordable fun. I would say the most affordable that you can have when it comes to sporting events and just events in general. You got the on-site camping, free parking, and free admission for kids 16 and under. It's amazing. So see the full race schedule at roadamerica.com. Gosh, turn freaking 5 is amazing. Road America, America's National Park. Speed.
We're live at American Family Field. We'll hit some 1 or zeros next, including the Red Hot Brew Crew. It is Scalzo and Brust.
You're listening to Bud Light, Scalzo, and Brust.
Would you ever eat the placenta? Is that something that you'd be open to doing?
He
Like,
doesn't,
let's-
yeah, he doesn't know
what
what
a
a placenta is. I mean, I feel like it's part of the female reproductive system.
Honest to God, I don't know how you did graduate from that. I have no idea what courses you took. It's pretty.
Subscribe and listen to full show podcasts available free on Apple, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts.
We are rolling along with a bit of a backup on eastbound 94 coming in from the county line all the way through to the stadium interchange. The westbound side just tight right through the stadium interchange. Also seeing backups along southbound 43, basically from Brender Road all the way down into the Marquette. Right now from Brown Deer Road into downtown. It's a 20-minute ride, so it's an extra 9 onto your normal ride. Southbound 41, as you might imagine, we do still have this delay from Wisconsin Avenue all the way down to Lincoln, where there is a new traffic pattern. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, partly cloudy and cool, a low of 36. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, breezy, chilly, a chance of rain or snow showers, a high of 47. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
And ESPN Radio Extra Point with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Warriors forward Draymond Green. The NBA has suspended him for 1 game.
Soft. The NBA is the reason why people think NBA players are soft for stuff like this. This is why I have a problem with it. What do we hear people say about the league all the time? This guy hurt his finger. He's on the IR for 5 days. You guys are soft. Or somebody gets caught with the elbow. Oh, it's an elbow. Like, we want to see more aggression. We want to see more physicality. Like, I saw Quentin Grimes with blood on his face. I'm like, yeah, it's the playoffs. I get the push-off. He got ejected. And I understand the history. Now, if you want to say, if the reasoning for this comes out, that the reason why the NBA suspended him for 1 game in the playoffs is because it was the way he acted with Adam Silver in the stands and him yelling at the crowd and that being a really big thing. Okay, and I get it. But this is playoff basketball.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/FREE. ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
It's a new era for the green and gold.
I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
And we're hitting the ground running on night 1 of the draft. Join us as we broadcast live from Q Club of Wisconsin on Thursday night starting at 6. Homer Tausch, Jason Wilde, Ben Brust, and the full Jen, Gabe, and Chewy crew will be reacting to the picks and talking about the future in Green Bay. Draft night on 94.5 ESPN, live from Q Club of Wisconsin in Waukesha.
A big storm brewing? Don't miss it. It's Thursday Thunder this April at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. You could win a share of $400,000 in cash and prizes. Just play with your club card April 1st through the 27th, and you could be one of 50 winners each Thursday. Showers might bring flowers, but Thunder brings the boom. Only at Potawatomi. More info at paysbig.com/thunder. Must be 21 years old and a club member to play.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Bud Light and streaming live on Wisconsin On Demand.
We are live at American Family Field as the Brewers are back in action at home after a night off yesterday. Well deserved off a very impressive West Coast trip. The Brewers once again first place in the NL Central. National League Central, though, looking pretty
Kinda
darn
solid
good here through the early part of the season. Ben Brust, Greg Scalzo, Josh DiMaggio hanging out here. Our guy Chris Larson holding things down at the Gruber Lofts is one called That's All Studios in Milwaukee. We've got Riley Yauk.
Yauka.
Can we just call him like
RJ?
Riles?
What's the nickname? Like what's the
Right
name?
now he's been Young Riley. That's why I introduced him as that. It's not sufficient, but it's what I've heard.
I like Young Riley. Who gave him the nickname?
It was Jesse Nelson.
I hate it.
Wait, it might have been Tausch actually, which
I was going to say, that feels like more Taushy than Jesse.
I feel like Riley's just a good name. Like,
it is a
just
good
go
name.
with Riley or Riles.
I said Riles.
I'm down with Riles.
Give him credit.
Riles. Yeah.
Riles.
Give him credit, Greg.
Hey, credit to Ben Brust.
Finally did something to help the show.
We're going to go with Riley. And we've got Riley running things at the ESPN Madison Studios. Chris Larson, let's hit it real quick. We'll do some one or zeros.
Are you a 1 or a 0? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Are you a yes or a no?
There's no such thing as a gray area. Life is binary. It's just a 1 or a 0.
First off, Dick in downtown chimes in, says randomly ran into Scalzo in a public bathroom recently. He really isn't a middle urinal guy. Classy guy. What do we like in Brewers tonight, home run prop-wise?
Let's go with Adames.
Way to go out on a limb there. Joshua, what do we have for some one or zeros?
Today, it was announced that Garrett Mitchell received an MRI that revealed significant damage. He is getting a second opinion, but surgery seems likely, and that would threaten the rest of his season. 1 or 0. Garrett Mitchell is the most important non-pitcher to the Brewers.
0. I think he's been one of the best stories of the early season. But I still think when you look in the middle of that lineup, to a Willie Adames, to a Rowdy Tellez, I still think Yelich is really important. I know people continue to hold him to his MVP standard, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't. But I think that when you look at all of that put together, he's not the most important non-pitcher. but he sort of was the face of that young group. When you look at Weimer, you look at Terang, that he seemed to be the face there. And those guys will have to step up. And you got young guys in the minors for the Brewers that will be ready to make an impact on the team this year. So I think they'll be able to get by on it, but it sucks.
Yeah, I'm going to go 0 as well. The funny thing is we were having this conversation on the way in, and I don't want to make this around jersey sales, but like there's a lot of like good Brewers right now. Like there's a lot of solid players. Like you can get excited for Rowdy Tellez. You can get excited for Willie Adames at the shortstop position, who had over 30 home runs last year. How about Wilson Contreras, who's a former All-Star behind the plate? Like there's a lot of fun things about this Brewers team to be excited about beyond the young talent. And like you said, Garrett Mitchell was the face of that. I love watching him play baseball, but I just love what the Brewers have overall, and I think it's balance and depth.
For the first time since 1968, clocks will no longer stop on first downs in NCAA games and will restarting when the chain gang has placed the chain. The only division that disapproved of the rule change was Division III football. 1-0. You liked the first down clock stoppage in college football.
0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. The games are 4 hours long because of that, right? Like, especially when like it's if you have a team like, I don't know, a team that's gonna pass the ball a ton, quick first downs, like just let that clock run. Like let the game flow not turn into a 45 to 52 game. I want to see high scoring. You'll still get that with the clock not stopping.
I agree.
Wow. Whoa.
1-0. This rule is college football's pitch clock.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it keeps things moving a little bit quicker. It just gets clunky, and the games do get long, and especially in college football when you have so many mismatches because it's not, you don't have the parity of the NFL there, where it's like if you've got Alabama taking on Georgia Southern.
Why are we stopping the clock on every first down?
They should just not stop the clock. It should be running time the entirety of the game. So yeah, I think there's some similarities to be drawn there. I think football in general, you guys have heard me say it before, even in the NFL, I think you're going to have to find ways to speed up the game so that you have more of a percentage of the overall game time be actual action on the field.
Last one here. Last night I was awoken multiple times in the middle of the night due to a large cable outside getting blown in the wind and banging against my bedroom wall from construction happening on the building. 1-0. I should have called the emergency maintenance number to get the banging to stop.
0. By the time you make the call, by the time they make it out there, like it's more.
I didn't consider it, but I thought the next morning, like, what could I have even done? Because I noticed.
Did you put on some headphones or something?
I did. I put on a Grateful Dead album and played it with my AirPods and went to bed and only got woken up 2 or 3 times.
Did you ever think about maybe going to the GFs?
I did, but by the time I realized it was already like 10 p.m. and I had to be up at 5, so I would have been waking her up
early. I thought you said in the middle of the night.
I thought it was like 2 a.m. in the morning.
That's when it started, but then it went throughout the course of the night.
I mean, I probably would have just gone to the couch, like just found another place.
Yeah,
or throw headphones on. Yeah, I wouldn't have called if it happened. Now, like, are you worried it's going to happen again tonight?
Well, I spoke to the manager, and the company working on it is going to secure it. This happened once in the past. Before winter, when they stopped doing construction, they picked it back up, and the same thing happened that was happening in the fall. So I trust it'll get taken care of because it did last time when I did mention it.
So was this a 1 or 0 to tell you, all of us about?
I just wanted to know what I should do in that situation because I got the opportunity to be on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, but I had to be up at 5 a.m. So being woken up throughout the course of the night, it wasn't fun.
Ben Brust, are you ready to mow the lawn?
I will once the homeowners drop off the lawnmower.
Like, I feel like you have a lot of home things that are going to be coming up on you real quick.
I'm scared.
Okay.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
That is true, and if you're getting ready to be a first-time homeowner, American Family Insurance. We're hanging out here at American Family Field, getting ready for Brewers Red Sox. We'll be hosting the winner of the Scalzo and Brust Subscribe, Rate, and Review Challenge. Alejandro from Partyville. No, Justin from Partyville.
Justin from Milwaukee, I believe.
Justin from Milwaukee. I apologize, Justin. Our winner on that, so we're looking forward to get to know him.
I hope that's
I'm sure as he's listening on his way to AmFam Field, he's really excited to meet you botching his name.
We haven't met before. Like, could you get mad at somebody for botching your name if you've never met him?
Well, the additional layer here is I'm 90% that's his name. I'm not 100%.
Yeah. No, remember, he didn't have the guy's
Justin
name when he
might
won.
have been the name I gave the wrong time when he actually won.
Oh, poor guy. We'll have him.
If you're on your way into the game, call us, 800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. But if you are getting ready to be a first-time homeowner, maybe you are a first-time homeowner, I could not encourage you to reach out to American Family Insurance and find your local American Family Insurance agent. Go to amfam.com. The best part, as a first-time homeowner about working with AmFam, is you have an agent. Like, you have somebody that you work with, somebody you build a relationship with, somebody you can build trust with, somebody that can help guide you through what this policy provides you on the front end, but also when you inevitably have to submit a claim because something's going to go wrong. As a homeowner, you have somebody to help you through every step of the process, so you're not calling some nameless, faceless 800 number, being put on hold, writing down a reference number, so the next time when you call back and you're talking to somebody else, they have to pull up your report, and then you have to recount exactly what happened. You don't have to worry about that. Not with American Family Insurance. Go to amfam.com to find your American Family Insurance agent. And remember, when you protect both your home and auto with AmFam, you can save up to 28%. We'll send you off in a good way. Coming up next, it's Scalzo and Brust live from American Family Field.
Free beer, free pizza Friday.
Bye, Bud Light.
You're listening to Bud Light, Scalzo, and Brust.
Bigger gamble, egg salad out of a vending machine or gas station sushi?
Egg salad.
I stopped off at a gas station for a snack, and I ended up with a full Bavarian pretzel the other day. Like a soft pretzel. It's a wild ride.
Did you have nacho cheese with it?
No. I raw dogged it.
Subscribe to the Scalzo and Brust podcast free on the Wisconsin On Demand app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Woo! I am thirsty today. Definitely going to need a cold one. There's the one. A staple of Ben's Beer Fridge is the Oh-So Never Forgotten series. My guy Mark Butera has some details on one brew with a special meaning.
The beer is the Never Forgotten Lager beer. It's our summer seasonal beer. It's a real easy drinking light lager beer too, so Grandpa can get behind it, everybody can get behind it. In our area, the Never Forgotten Honor Flight is in the central Wisconsin area, so we give $2 for every case, and we give $15 for every half barrel that's sold out in the market. This year, we've kind of expanded on that, so if the beer sells in a different Honor Flight area, well, the proceeds go to that Honor Flight. So we're actually getting all 6 Wisconsin Honor Flights involved in this thing, so which is pretty cool.
Thanks to Mark from Oh-So for joining Ben's Beer Fridge, and remember, get your Never Forgotten before it's gone. And also remember, the fridge is always stocked.
Magoo's on the Mound is your game day headquarters. Located on 59th and Blue Mound, just minutes from the ballpark. Magoo's has food options for everyone and a vast selection of craft beers and cocktails. Enjoy some drinks and watch all the games with your buds. Or stay entertained with pool, darts, trivia, poker, or live music. Plus, Magoo's on the Mound offers plenty of free parking and shuttles to all home games for the crew. Check out their food and drink menu as well as upcoming events at magoos.biz. That's magoos.biz.
The crew looks to stay hot on Saturday. The Red Sox are in town to take on the Brewers Saturday night at AmFam Field.
High fly ball, deep right field. Rowdy Tellez has done it again. A 3-run shot for Rowdy.
Coverage right here on 94.5 ESPN starts at 5:35. And stick around after the game for Brewers Extra Innings.
Want to train with an award-winning PGA golf pro? Now's your chance. Take advantage of one-on-one lessons from Wisconsin PGA Award winner Andy Barrett for an in-depth and thorough lesson on industry-leading golf simulators. Book your session now at xgolfamfamfield.com.
Life's more rewarding at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, especially during our great outdoor event. Right now, get unbeatable deals on a variety of outdoor essentials, like 36-pound bags of estate lawn or garden fertilizer, just $24.99. Robic septic tank treatment, $5.99 a quart. 22-ounce S-Wing framing hammers, $19.99. $50 off a Hobart Handler 140 MIG welder, and 24 packs of Blaine's brand AA or AAA batteries, just $7.99. Shop our new Blaine's Farm and Fleet store in Grafton, located at 1771 Wisconsin Avenue.
Hey, this is Bo stepping in for Ridgetop Larry. Ridgetop Exteriors is Wisconsin's #1 choice for roofing, siding, windows, and doors. We are the trusted local experts who live and work in the areas we serve, which means we're helping friends and neighbors too. On top of that, Ridgetop Exteriors offers the most affordable payment options, including no interest and low interest financing. For your free estimate, visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Roofing, siding, windows, and doors. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com.
Even when you think you know what's going on.
Is that like a button, like a preset that just happens when you hit a certain age and all of a sudden you start making unnecessary noises?
You can never be too sure.
Yeah, I make them all the time. Well, like my wife, I have big lungs.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Takes time to get them filled with air.
How do you know your wife has big lungs?
Take a look.
Morning 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
If you can plan barbecues and weddings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural disaster. Sign up for local alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
It's free beer and free pizza Friday on Scalzo and Brust. Stay tuned to win a case of beer from Ben's Beer Fridge and the overtop deliciousness of a screamin' Sicilian pizza. Whew, it's so screamin' good.
Save me, save me, save
Live from American Family Field. What a way to end the week here on Scalzo and Brust. One last gigantic thank you to you, the Scalzo and Brust family. Not you, Ben Brust, for all of the generosity yesterday, raising $6,000 for the MAC Fund and Gabe Neitzel's participation in the Ringer event coming up next Thursday. Big thank you to the Brewers, for everybody here, for setting us up here at American Family Field. Jeff Levering for joining us earlier. You can catch that on the Scalzo and Brust podcast wherever you listen to podcasts.
And as always, we send you out with the sack song and free beer and free pizza Friday. That's a screaming Sicilian pizza, as well as some oh-so never forgotten. Caller 1 in Madison, caller 1 in Milwaukee. It's a race. 800-990-3776. 800-990-3776. Free beer and free pizza Friday.
We will be welcoming in the winner of the Scalzo and Brust Subscribe, Rate, and Review Challenge here shortly. We'll figure out what his name is exactly.
Still don't know.
We're not entirely sure. Once again, a gigantic thank you to everybody for making this happen. Coming up next, you get Joe and Amber across ESPN Wisconsin.
Maybe a little NBA play-by-play.
Maybe a little NBA playoffs.
I heard it the other day when we teased that.
You'll find out next. Let's have a weekend, Wisconsin!
Weather is brought to you by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Play Whistling Straits and other Pro Tour courses, whatever the weather is, in one of their 12 state-of-the-art simulators.
You still have some delays, but they are getting better. It's a little bit heavy over southbound 43, basically from about Bender Road all the way past Hampton. Eastbound 94 is going to be slow from the Zoo interchange to about Hawley Road. Then it opens up just to slow down a little bit right through the stadium. 894 eastbound also going to be slow from the Hale interchange past Loomis. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, partly cloudy and cool, a low of 36. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, breezy, and chilly, a chance for rain or snow showers, a high of 47. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Here in Wisconsin, one name is synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza, Palermo's. For almost 60 years, Palermo's has focused on feeding Wisconsin families. And though Palermo's has grown a lot since 1964, they're still family-owned. They're still proud to call Milwaukee home. And they're still committed to making the best frozen pizza possible. From their new and improved rising crust pizzas to their guilt-free Primo thin pies, Palermo's has a delicious slice for every appetite. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer food aisle. Palermo's. Flavor is our family's business.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank. And you know, there's more to being a local Wisconsin bank than perfectly pronouncing Oconomowoc or Waukesha. Or is it Waukesha? But rest assured, at Great Midwest Bank, we understand the local community and economy because we're a part of it.